Um, I have Ayotomide Grace Lavinger, and I have the little girl sitting on my lap is Michelle Anuoluako Adeleke. And this is the press conference here in Ibadan today, Friday the 9th of November, with regards to the Davido paternity case. As a spokesperson for the family, I am just going to be very brief on what's happening today, why we're here today. This young girl is the daughter, and I believe is the first daughter of David Adeleke, Davido, the music artist, the world famous music artist. And the little girl is going to be 5 years old next week on the 19th of November. And the issue at hand is, who is her father? As we sit out here, I'm a mother myself to 3 young men, and a lot of us seem to not take these issues, seriously when it comes to paternity. We always stigmatize the girls, the women involved, that they're one-night stands and that they are useless women. But this young lady here, Ayotomide, met Davido at a club in Ibadan where she worked. And the rest is history. She'll talk to you about it. We'll take questions from members of the media. Ever since the baby was born in 2013, there's been issues and stories about, it's not my son, it's not my daughter. Davido has consistently denied paternity, and the family had resorted to a DNA test, paternity test, a DNA test, and they had one. Now, the grandmother of this young lady, Mrs. Lavinger, says that the tests were flawed. She has reached out to the family of the Adelekes. She has reached out to everybody from DJ Adeleke, Davido's father, to their uncles, to different people in the family, and even to the king of where they're from, the Tini of Ede in Oshogo, Osun State. Now, a lot of people will say, why are you taking this in the media? Why do you have to resort to the media? Sometimes you have to speak out. These kind of things don't happen in Nigeria, where families will sit in front of the entire media. I mean, even as much as I'm doing public relations, I have never had to be a spokesman for families in front of the media to talk about a paternity case. For this young lady to come out is bravery, as far as I'm concerned. It is bravery. These young ladies are stigmatized and they're looked at as prostitutes or sluts or something, because of a one-night stand. And Davido himself has actually said, why do I have to support a child from a one-night stand? It's very important that we take this seriously, because this might be a first in Nigeria. So they've done the paternity test, it came out negative. Negative means he's not the father. But when I have a grandmother telling me that it's flawed, and I hear details about, when they went to the lab, DJ Adeleke paid for the test, and after they were all leaving, Davido was seen tipping people in the lab. We don't pay people in the lab or give them tips if we were abroad. Davido has a child who's from Atlanta. Davido has a child with Sophia Mamadi. And they had a paternity test over there too, because he denied that one too, Imadi. Everybody says Imadi is his first daughter. Veronica is his second daughter. This is his first daughter, according to this young lady here, that this is David's first child. She has no school fees. She has stopped going to school. A 5-year-old. She has been sick. In fact, when I met them last week, she was just nursing another illness. This young lady is from a good home. Professor Labinger of University of Ibadan, fame, is late now. But I have letters that was written from this man, letters from another Oyo State public figure, big names that wrote letters to the Adeleke. They ignored all the letters. I have all these letters. I have the paternity test. And everybody ignored the Labinger family. But now, that's 4 or 5 years ago. Now we have a 5-year-old girl that you're going to talk to. His choice. You're going to hire a lawyer, and they will go to an independent place, and everybody has to submit their blood and do a new DNA test. We can't just go by, oh, the little girl looks like Davido, the little girl looks like B-Red. I've heard all the HKN kids, the Davido family of music artists. People, yes, truly, she resembles one of her uncles, B-Red. At the same time, these are becoming butts of jokes on social media. People are saying, oh, I got attacked, leave Davido alone. Go interrogate B-Red, things like that. Those are not very funny jokes. They're very expensive jokes. Meaning that she slept with the brothers too, or cousins or something. I wouldn't tolerate that. Aside from the fact that I'm a feminist, you have to fight for women's rights in Nigeria. And that's what Kemi Olunloyo stands for. Dele Momodu stood for Sophia Momodu. Okay? Ayo Labinjo had nobody to stand for her. Though she comes from a good home. Her father served this country. A sociology professor at University of Ibadan. Maybe she doesn't have a voice now, but she has my voice. I'm an activist as well. Okay? Everybody, oh, Kemi has a degree in public relations, journalism, and pharmacy. But today, I'm not a journalist. I'm a pharmacist. And how did this family get in touch with me? It was through a can of worms. And if you know what a can of worms is, it's when you let sleeping dogs lie and you now wake them up. Everybody knows Davido insulted me with a female private part because I was just doing my job as a gossip reporter. They read it and they reached out to me. I just saw this woman in my inbox in Facebook. She wasn't even talking. She was just sending photos. I said, who is this woman? She's just sending photos of a child. And then she started typing. They heard about that story. So, in a way, you can say she woke up, an old story. And maybe this is how it has to be. Since I decided that I was going to do this news conference and I had it all over social media, since I launched this child's picture 4 days ago that the whole of social media has seen her, I have gotten a lot of calls from people from everywhere in the music business, in Nollywood, in Osun State, Adelica's friends. Kemi, please don't do a press conference. They will work it together. Let the family, they've gone through that. The family has ignored them. So ladies and gentlemen of the media, we have 2 television stations here. We have some radio stations and a lot of magazines. We have the Nigerian Tribune here. Thank you for coming. We have newspapers. We have everybody here. So you'll get the opportunity now to ask questions from the family. Instead of the family addressing you, I've pretty much addressed you as their spokesperson. So who wants to go first with questions? Shay? Just tell me your name and just mention your media outlet.